This isn't
Did you quit your full-time job to do this?
I did.
He has to. Yeah. He's there like 5-6 days a week.
You had a full-time job.
Yeah.
Working in the office, 9 to 5.
25-year career.
25-year career, and you walked away.
We talked about the pivot.
Yeah. This is truly to hopefully inspire somebody. There are no loans. There are no banks involved. There is nothing involved with King's Meat and Barbecue Supply. It is 3 guys on a hope and a dream and some capital that we happen to all be in the same place at the same time and have the ability to do it.
Man, I'm so excited you're here. And you brought food.
I did.
You brought,
I mean, does it look like I don't travel with some sort of snack? Come on, man.
So you've gained a ton more followers on social media.
I was wondering where you were going with that. Okay, I was like, hopefully he's going with followers and not. Damn, I was like, can you tell?
You've opened up a brand new store, King's Meat Barbecue, in the beautiful city of Upland, California.
Imagine that.
It's great because if you did it in Rancho, you probably would have spent a lot more money. And you know, it's a weird thing about Rancho right now. And you picked Upland, which is perfect.
It is. We tried. Actually, I live in Rancho. Rancho's my get down, but yeah, it's difficult. Let's just say that. It's difficult.
Upland still has that unique boutique style. It's
got a good
homely,
charm.
Yeah.
Good charm.
It does. I mean, look at downtown Upland. It's expanding. They're doing a lot of cool things with just trying to revamp it, revitalize it, bring in, fresh new companies and companies that are thriving, and they're helping those companies. So, my business partner who owns King's Brewing, he's got an opportunity. Something's coming out. Hopefully by the time this airs, I should be rocking and rolling, and he's going to be pivoting to the city of Upland as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Instagram has become a pay-to-play model
100%.
so much so, more than it used to. And Instagram has gone through its weird stages, but I got to say it's awful. Yeah. It's awful in most ways. And I got to say Instagram is awful because it's
One more time.
Instagram is awful. Thank you.
If that's not an intro clip, I don't know what is, man. Come on.
Perfect.
No, can I vent to you? Can I vent to you, Willy?
Talk to me.
We're homies. I feel like
we are.
And he probably can
we go
relate.
back so far.
What?
It's crazy how far we go back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right. You're right. And shout out to Jesse Duran, by the way.
Yeah, right.
Well, let's talk about that.
We'll talk about that.
When Instagram started, it was fantastic, and it became my number one platform.
Sure.
Once TikTok took off, it tried so hard to be like TikTok with the reels, and everyone's like, now it's like capture somebody in the first 5 seconds, but make sure you say something quick. Make sure the video is bright. Make sure the video is cut this way. Did you boost the video? How much money have you put in? It's like to the common
just
folk,
to be relevant
to the common person. That's exhausting.
It is. Take a look. I have a buddy of mine. He's like a brother to me. TFTI Barbecue. Dude is amazing. He has. So when I first saw his page on Instagram, he was like at, I think 2,000 or 3,000 followers. It was under 5,000. I think he's like 700,000 or 800,000 now. He's like 1.4 million on TikTok.
Wow.
Dude he's amazing. But I bring him up because what you were talking about, the intro, the 3 to 5 seconds that you got to hit, he has nailed that down to such a science that it just captures people. And if you're willing to put in the time and you're willing to put in the effort to figure out what works for you and what your audience is there for, it can be amazingly successful.
What if the average person just wants to upload video that makes them happy?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And they don't do. Why do they have to study? They don't care that much.
It's just like anything else. We were just talking about this with our careers. We were talking about this just a minute ago. You have to figure out how to pivot and adapt. If that's your goal. If your goal isn't to grow and your goal isn't to monetize, your goal isn't to be this, whoever it is you want to be on social media, then don't. I mean, there's no reason for you to conform to it.
Okay, so for example, the average person says, I don't care about, booze. This is not a company or a brand. It's just, me and my girlfriend, right? Sure. Or my little puppy,
Yeah.
And we don't make no money off of it, but just I want my friends to see it. Fast forward to, now most of your that person's friends aren't seeing the pictures of him and the puppy because
I will agree with you.
Yeah.
It just wants his little circle of friends to watch his stuff. They're not even seeing it because the exposure is not there.
Yeah, it's true. And that has really changed. Over the past year, they're also trying to bring that back because they're recognizing that not enough people are seeing. I can't tell you when's the last time I saw something of yours pop up on my feed. We
Wow,
communicate
really?
all the time,
Right.
But these are some of my closest friends, and if you don't consciously make it your point to go. I just did this the other day. I was going through and I'm like, did I like stop following all these people? Like, what the hell? There's like the same maybe 24 people that pop up on my feed all the time, and then that's it. So it's I agree with you there. It definitely needs to be fixed, and some of that. There's just a lot to it. How often that those other people post, whether or not they engage. There's so many factors that key into who's going to pop up on your feed, and a lot of that is whether or not. Sometimes people will post, and what do they call it? Oh shoot, I can't remember the name. So they just post it and they take off. So like they post it, they're done with it. After they post it, that's it. They don't go back. They don't like anything. They don't engage with anybody.
Right.
And if that's the way that you handle your social media platform, I don't think the algorithm knows how to handle that, because it's like, well, you're not responding back to anybody. Nobody's really commenting. Nobody's liking your stuff. And I think that's where things get a little cloudy right there, right? To figure out who they're going to send your videos to, when I believe it should be the way it was before, right? Which was chronological. Remember?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was beautiful, right? You were to go back.
it
It was
wasn't
like,
that
oh,
great.
this was 2 days ago. All right, cool. And you were able. Now it's just I see
Yeah.
something that pops
5
up.
days, 10 days
Yeah,
ago.
100%. Yeah, I see stuff it's literally 7 minutes ago, and it's like 4 scrolls down on my page, and I'm like, well, how in the hell is that posted 7 minutes ago? But this was 2 days ago, and I just saw it right now.
It's
wild.
always the businesses too that I see in the forefront of everything, because they're spending the most money, right?
For a lot of my success that came was off of just viral stuff. I had one, I think it was this time last year. It was a dancing bear, dude. It was a twerking bear. It was a repost. I remixed it, and I was like, yo, if you see me dancing like this, mind your business, because brisket is expensive, right? And it's I don't know if it's AI or not, but this freaking bear turns around, drops it like it's hot, right? It's hilarious. This thing did like 5 million views.
Wow.
I got like 6,000 or 7,000 followers out of it, and all out of a crazy remix. I was just doing it for fun, and the only reason why I included it was because I was mentioning brisket in the damn video, But
it worked.
the luck. It's just the luck of the draw, man. You got to come up with something that is, and that's just hard,
It was Cocaine Bear.
right?
That movie was great, by the way.
Did you watch it?
Yes, of course I watched it, because it was just stupid. But it was very entertaining.
Man, let's talk about TikTok and how fantastic it's been doing for us.
Yeah,
How's it been doing for you?
it's been okay. It's been okay. So I have stuff. What I love about TikTok is that I'll have stuff from. I have one particular video that we did for Scrub Daddy that did like it's like over 12 million views. It did amazing. It did like over 1 million likes. It was crazy. That one video got me like 50,000 followers. It was crazy, 50 or 58,000 followers just off that one video. And sporadically, like just out of nowhere, somebody will post something about a barbecue brush or about something crazy that'll go viral, and then for whatever reason, the algorithm kicks my video back in, and then I'll just start seeing it. It's like a slot machine. All of a sudden, it'll go up a couple 100,000 views. It's crazy.
Food right now is so hot, and a lot of people don't know about food. Example, me, I don't really know about barbecuing or cooking at all. I mean, as you can say, I ran out of olive oil for like days ago. But, I would like to follow
We'll
because
talk about that.
I was such a big fan of Anthony Bourdain and Chef Gordon Ramsay, and it's intriguing to me. I mean, I love going to restaurants. I love going to the best. If I'm going to go have it on a date and I want to bring her to the best barbecue spot, I better know. Well, Willy will tell me on Instagram, right?
And actually, I share this a lot with business owners too, because business owners want me to come out, right? They want me to shoot for them. They want me to something's going to go viral, and everybody's going to want to know who I am. And sometimes we do get some stuff to go viral. But I will say this: that engagement increases like 50 to 60% when an owner is on camera.
Yeah.
We get so much engagement when it's the three of us, when it's me or myself or my two business partners that are on camera, or if it's the three of us, because everybody's trying to, if you really got people that are cheering you on, they're going to cheer you on. And if they see you on camera, they want to know who's actually running this shop. Like, who are these people? Who are these kings? Why is it called king? You know what I mean? All of those things start to, and that's what that you start to create an itch, right? And people are like, hey, wait a second, what is that? Like, let me dig into it a little bit more. But the people that are really cheering for you and they do see you on camera, those are the people that they want to engage with, because they may not know that guest that you have on, but they know you too. Mm-hmm. And it's getting that connection and teaching people, well, not necessarily teaching people, but letting people know more about who you are and why you guys have been doing this for so long.
You've thought about this project and you teased it, I guess, maybe the last time we talked years ago or something. Mm-hmm. You're like, oh, I'm coming up. I'm going to do something. This is going to be spectacular. And everybody has something coming up, you know?
Yeah.
But you did it. And you opened up your own store, King's Meat BBQ in the city of Upland. And it just opened up. And so far, it looks like it's doing fantastic.
Yeah, we've been open a few months now. It's wild. You know, you got to have the right people and the right people in your corner. So I didn't do this by myself. You know what I mean? I have two business partners that are friggin' amazing. Yeah. One of my business partners owns a brewery, and my other business partner was on Netflix Barbecue Showdown. Has a great social media following as well. Mm-hmm. And he kept pushing us. By he, I mean, you know, Jeremiah who owns King's. He was like, listen, man, we went to an event, and this all happened because we went to a grand opening of a friend of ours who also opened a meat market. And he walked in and he just looked around. He was like, why don't we do this? Like, why aren't we doing this? Mm-hmm. And I remember he just was like, you guys have been making millions of dollars for all of these other companies. Yeah, all the time you've been creating content. Why aren't you doing it for yourself? Mm. Like, why aren't you using the platform that you've created to monetize yourself? Like, promote who you are and promote a business that you run. And I just never thought it was possible. I never in a million years did I ever think, like, it wasn't, people always ask me, like, was this your dream? No. And sometimes I break their heart because I'm like, no, it wasn't. Not once did I ever think I was going to open a butcher shop, ever in my life. I never thought about it. Yeah. It just never crossed my mind. But over a couple of beers, things happen. You're like, hey.
That inspiration.
Yeah.
And, you love meat. You love to cook meat. You love to eat meat. Why not?
And why not? And then, then that's when the wheels really started turning. And we thought, what if we had a butcher shop, right? That's cool. There's a lot of those. There's a lot of cool niche, you know, butcher shops and, you know, trendy butcher shops that are opening now. But what if we also had a barbecue supply store in it? What? What does that mean? Like, so what if we sold grills? What if we sold charcoal? Mm-hmm. What if we sold seasonings? What if we sold the gadgets that we use? Because that's the number one question that we would get asked, you know, me and Eduardo. Well, where do you get your meat from? What seasonings do you use? Yeah. Where do you buy it from? How do you do this? Where do you get your grills from? Mm-hmm. And we get asked it constantly. Like, well, what if we gave them a one-stop shop, like a headquarters that they could come to and get the meat, get the grill, get the seasonings, and where we really tied it all together was that there's not a single thing in our case, in our meat case, that Eduardo and I haven't cooked dozens of times. So we're able to walk them through the cook.
That's cool.
From beginning to end, from where the meat came from, what part of the cow it came from, how it's cut, why it was butchered the way it is, blah, 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 you know, so on and so forth, to what grill, to what seasoning, to what temperature, to all of that, and walk them all the way through out the door, up to and including what sauce they're going to put on the end if they want to, right? To have a one-stop shop like that, we were like, I don't know. I haven't seen it. I'm not saying we're the first one to do it. I'm sure somebody's done it somewhere. And there's nobody out here that's done it.
You also said that the meats are, I mean, superbly high quality. Yeah. And some of the biggest restaurants in Hollywood, LA, go to the same supplier that you go to.
Correct.
That's
really
wild.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
don't want to give away any secrets now or anything.
It's super high quality. And a lot of these trendy meat markets that have popped up, we have the same distributor as them. And it took us. It was God is good, man. It was a crazy. There was somebody else in social media, and actually, I think you know who he is, who was doing pop-ups and was serving food like during the pandemic and stuff. And I remember him telling me that he had this really good meat distributor, and I was like, well. When all of this came about, I mean, obviously that's probably the number one thing we got to figure out is, well, where in the hell do we get our meat?
Yeah. Right.
So I remember him telling me that. So I gave him a call and I was like, hey, bro, you remember? He's like, yeah. He's like, call this guy. Just tell him I sent you. So I gave him a call and I figured it's a sales rep for this company. And we started chatting and it's the owner and it's this guy's personal cell phone number that he gave me. And he was like, really? He referred you? Because he's like, I'm really not taking on any more clients. They've been in business since like the 80s. They're amazingly successful. And they're just really catering to the high end. And they do everything, but they're very well known for their high end meats. And he says, it's a pretty cool concept. Come in, let's talk. Let's put something together. I think I'd like to work with you guys.
Wow.
And we did. We went down there. We talked to him and made the deal.
Congratulations.
And
man.
thank you,
so
because
happy for
that's
you.
super important is being able to source, to know where you're sourcing your stuff from. Because my name is on it. Like I feed my family out of my store.
Sure.
Like this isn't
Did you
just
quit your full-time job to do this?
I did.
He has to. He's there like 5-6 days a week.
Yeah,
So
I am.
quickly talk about that. Like, so you had a full-time job.
Yeah.
Working in the office, 9 to 5.
25-year career.
25-year career, and you walked away.
We talked about the pivot.
Yeah, that was the pivot. That was the moment. And it originally the plan wasn't supposed to go that way. I kind of thought, well, if I could figure out a way. So and this isn't a flex. This is truly to hopefully inspire somebody. There are no loans. There are no banks involved. There is nothing involved with King's Meat and Barbecue Supply. It is 3 guys on a hope and a dream and some capital that we happen to all be in the same place at the same time and have the ability to do it, to invest, right? So I hope that kicks somebody off to go, wait a second, so it is possible? So, and that, again, that's not a flex. That's not like, hey, we had a bunch of money. That wasn't it. That was us grinding for a lot of years through social media and doing all of that to create an opportunity. So, I'm like, again, I feel that that's super important because so many people have told me, they're like, well, I don't have the best credit. I don't have this or I don't have that. How is it that you're able to do this? And, I kind of walk them through like the business plan, like how it all came to fruition so that hopefully other people, will look at it and say, maybe we can.
That's incredible, man.
Yeah, I love it.
It takes a lot to walk away from your bread and butter.
Yeah, that was like I said, that wasn't the plan. My plan was, I thought, we're going to invest in this, right? I'll be able to stick with my 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And I figured if I could do my 9 to 5 and create content, I should be able to run my 9 to 5 and help with the butcher shop. I should be able to do it. And, it was a little epiphany moment, where my business partner, Jeremiah, was like, hey, you do recognize that at some point in time, you're going to have to walk, right? And I was like, man, you think so? And a bunch of stuff changed. And I was like, yeah, I really do think that that's what's going to have to happen. So I'd made some crazy purchases. I bought a new truck. I bought some other stuff I probably shouldn't have bought while I was double dipping. I mean, I was making more off of my social media than I was making from my career, from my salary. So, and I was doing that for quite some time. So things were all right.
I could let it go.
So it was good. And I'm not, my wife is super frugal. So she does not spend a dime. She will not spend anything.
How many followers you got on Instagram and TikTok?
Combined?
No, just each.
They're actually both almost identical. They're like mid 70,000s
nice.
on both platforms.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, on both
We're going to
platforms.
get you to 1 million.
Oh, man.
One day,
so.
Willy.
Yeah, I hope
You
so.
will have
you know,
1
it's
million
funny. So that's
followers.
my brother's goal. My little brother.
It'll happen.
I'll spend.
Well,
I'll share some more of
100,000 is
that.
definitely feasible.
Yeah,
Oh,
100,000's right around the
Yeah,
corner.
we're right around the
So
corner. We're
if
right
it's
around the
100,
corner.
why not 5?
Right. But yeah, so I walked away from my career, and that was just
That's
crazy.
brave.
I had I promoted like 5 times in like 4 or 5 times over 6 years with the same company.
What were you doing?
So I was a welder and a fabricator. I was a machinist for like 22 years of my life. Went back to school to be a welder. I was always it was just a personal challenge for me. I could fabricate you anything, but I couldn't weld it. My brother was a welder for SpaceX, and he welded on Falcon Heavy. He welded on Dragon. He welded on the fuel systems. He's incredibly talented, amazingly talented. I was like, man, I'm going to do it. And I went back to school. I got all my certs and did all that. And at at some point I recognized that I was at the top of my game as a machinist, but I was at the bottom of my game as a welder. So I swallowed my pride. I started for a local company here, just right here off the 15 freeway. I went there less than 3 months into working there. I'm welding underneath a trailer, and I'm sitting on a stool, and I guess I pushed off wrong. I did something wrong, and I tore my meniscus and my MCL in my left knee. I've been a big dude my whole life. I'm talking on top of buildings, in trenches, you name it. I've been climbing it my whole career. Randomly push off, and I do. So they do a whole investigation. Long story longer, they're like, dude, freak accident, right? I'm on light duty, and I'm working in an office. I've never worked in an office my entire career. They bring me in, and they're like, dude, I kind of like this guy. So they would bounce me around from department to department, helping out. And I wound up being the lead purchaser for the company for a little while.
Wow.
This is a $50 million a year company.
You're intelligent, and I'm sure they picked up on that pretty quickly.
Yeah.
The director of the company pulled me aside, and he was like, hey, I got an opportunity for you. And that's what happened. I became I was a production scheduler, like almost like a production manager for the company for a little while. And that's where essentially what I got promoted to was it was like a combo kind of a position, right? But nevertheless, I had just gotten promoted, and I wound up having to sit down with the director like 3 months, maybe 4 months after me getting promoted. And I was like, listen,
it's time for me to leave the band. I'm going solo.
Yeah. The very first
What a
time.
difficult conversation to have.
So the first time I meet this man in person, he flew in, he was in to meet,
gosh.
is the day I turned in my resignation. He was like,
How did that go?
really?
Wow, how
it was an
ironic.
interesting conversation. I said, listen, I'm not going to BS you. This is what's happening. I'm building a company behind the scenes. I wasn't anticipating this, but I think I'm going to have to walk here shortly. And he was like, hey, man, I'm not going to stop your dreams. Like, I'm not going to crush that. We'll support it. I appreciate you being honest with me. And sure enough, just shortly thereafter, I gave him like 2 months notice, though. I did.
That's cool.
It's always the good ones that leave, huh? It's always the good ones that you can't
I
really.
know, but that's how it goes because a good employee is always going to move on to something better and better and better.
Yeah, that was wild. That was an
Congratulations,
interesting.
man.
Thank you.
It's
Yeah.
been
Thank
a
you.
lot of big changes. In your
It
life.
has been a lot of stuff, and now as a business owner, it was crazy. We built from concept. Well, from concept to actually starting building the place was only a couple of months, and then the build took maybe about 5 months. So from getting a lease to opening the door was like 5 months. Wow. So at some point in the middle of that, that's where we're like, hey, we got to walk. And my business partner Eduardo, who's was working sales for Red Bull and for another company, same thing, had to walk.
Wow.
Well, I think you and I are going to have to walk into the kitchen because the good
We got
news
something?
is we got something for Michelle tonight.
We
Something
do.
fun.
I'm not
And-
going to complain.
Oh, we got to also get something to blindfold Michelle. So
Yeah.
what do you want to explain what we're going to do tonight? Or do you want me?
Am I really going to be blindfolded?
Yeah.
It's going to be a blind tasting?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
That's news.
So he tells me, hey, what can we get? Like, can we get 3 different meats and figure out? This is so crazy. What she's gonna try to guess what it is that what is. And I was like, I don't want to get anything crazy. I'm gonna bring the best stuff that we got.
Okay.
The stuff that we get asked for the most, and see if you can tell the difference between them all, and really just taste the quality.
Okay.
So it's nothing crazy. We're not gonna feed you like
Like horse brain or something.
no Cecils or nothing like that.
Okay. I prefer no
No,
Cecils.
no uni.
I'm
No,
not a huge fan of lengua.
Got you. No,
I won't like throw
Cabeza?
up or anything, but I'm
Yeah.
not like
No.
Cecils. Probably not.
Probably not so much. Nah, this is
I'm pretty brave.
No, this is going to be the good stuff. We talked about it.
Elite
Okay.
Prime, really good stuff.
Yeah.
Literally
Let me
just
ask
came off
you
the grill.
before we get into
please.
it a little bit about your meat. So I've seen a lot of the videos. I haven't been there yet. I promise you I will go because I want to support your business, of course. But which one of you or do all of you figure out the seasoning for every single one of your meat? Is there like a family recipe that's passed down? Is it like this is so and so special? Like, do you have them named Willy's asada or this person's this? Is
Great
it anything
question.
like that?
Great question. So when we were coming up with the concept, right, we're like, well, yeah, we got to have recipes for all of our
Right.
stuff for our marinades and everything. And So people are super secretive about their marinades. And even though there's some basic components to the marinade that's pretty much used across all carnicerias and all butcher shops.
Sure.
But there's always something. There's a certain tweak. There's something that somebody's done. So we would have carne asadas at Eduardo's house, and we would break out this juice and this sauce and this seasoning and this beer. And we started figuring out, well, how do we make ourselves exclusive? What makes us different? Well, my business partner owns a brewery. Mm-hmm. What if we brewed our own beers?
Oh man,
that were exclusive to us.
Wow,
that's a great idea.
We would use on our beef.
That's like Michelin star chef level.
And we would use on our chicken
idea.
That nobody else has access to. Why? Because he owns the brewery and we brew them ourselves.
It's a one of a kind flavor because no one else makes that beer.
Yeah. So we brew 2 different beers. And so that's how we came up with the concept. We were using commercially available product first. We're like, man, is that really what we want to do? And then you even saw a light switch go off on him. And he was like, bro, why don't we just use, that's a really good idea. Mm-hmm. So we brought it in and we started using it. And that was the light switch. It was that really made the difference and brought everything together. So cool. And we just kept refining it and tweaking it, making sure the salt levels were right, the acid level was right, a little bit of sweetness, right? Once we got it down, we were rocking. We were rocking and rolling. And then from there, we've come up with other stuff. Al pastor chicken. Our al pastor, our pork al pastor sells crazy. Yeah. But not everybody eats pork.
Right.
So there was a young lady, one of our employees, she's like, man, I've seen this like red chicken that people do and stuff like that. And I was like, I wonder if we did al pastor chicken. What if we tweaked our al pastor? And I kid you not, we sell hundreds of pounds of it a week. Wow. So it's those little things, like we didn't come up with everything from Jump Street. We came up with our own salsas. So Jeremiah came up with the red. It's a chili profile I would never use in my entire life. I would never use Fresno chilies in a salsa.
Oh, interesting.
But that coupled with all the other stuff that we use in it is friggin' amazing. The green salsa is kind of a combination. It's a mashup of me and Eduardo. It's a traditional green salsa with our own little tweaks to it. And it's kind of crazy how similar they are, even though we're from different families, but they're very similar. So we kind of just did a little mashup with it. And that's how we came up with our red and our green salsa. And then that's how we came up with our marinades. And slowly but surely we build off of it, like the al pastor chicken. Everything else I'm down to tweak. Like we do ceviche. And it's funny because there's ceviche in-house, all done in-house. We had somebody else that we were working with. It was mutually just decided.
I'm over here like,
no, I feel the same way, and I love ceviche,
so
man.
Good. Yeah, we do it all fresh, all hand chopped.
All that lime and lemon.
Yeah, super important. But again, that's another recipe that's really similar. Eduardo and I have some of the same flavor profiles, and we tweak. There's certain stuff that we'll be like, hey, why don't we? There's always room for improvement.
Yeah.
But once we hit it and we think we've taken it as far as it needs to go, that's it. It stays there, and our employees know it has to be followed.
And you guys always have events happening on the weekends where people can come, hang out, take photos with you guys, and try out some of the meats when you guys are selling stuff like in the storefront. Sure. Right?
Yeah, we have an amazing neighbor. There's Leo's Corner. It's like a bar and grill next door.
We've been there a lot in the past. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It used to be called different things.
It was
Margaritaville. It was all kinds of places.
Things.
I've been going there for 25 years or something.
Facts. And they happen to be closed on Sundays. So they're super cool. The owners are really nice. They're like, hey, listen, man, if we respect everything, are you cool with, what if we have some pop-ups? We want to support the community as well. Yeah. And there's local pop-ups and they'll sell barbecue or salsas, or we got a burger pop-up that's coming. And so Sundays, that's what we've been doing is, they're all legal. They're all legit. They're all licensed and everything. So we have a cool little patio area and they come and they pop up. And they're able to, serve the community, and a majority of the time they're using our meats. We'll try to incorporate something that we sell into their menu. That's awesome. Last weekend, Gringo, my buddy Crazy Gringo, he did pastrami fries. So he did fully loaded pastrami fries with corned beef brisket that we have. So that way people can try it. The week before that, our head butcher, he has a taco service too. Oh. And he did some tacos with the specific meat that I'm not going to say.
I will say I did see a video that he got his A from the health department.
We did.
That's important.
Congratulations.
That is
Thank
awesome.
you so much. Yeah, we got an A+. And
Nice.
I'm not ashamed to say this because they dinged us for 1 point. 1 point and 1 point only. And the health inspector was just blown away.
Yeah.
He's like, I wish people's other businesses would use this as a role model on how you should be keeping things and the temperatures that we keep. We're so we're really anal about that.
Yeah.
But it's
good.
super important to us. That's one thing that we all fire on all
But
cylinders
isn't that
on.
a good sign of a kitchen? Is how
yeah.
clean it's been kept?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, and we have zero issues. Like they could pop it at any time. Today was a surprise inspection, literally
Sweet.
surprise inspection. So the one thing they dinged us on was that somebody had not put the toilet paper roll on the spindle.
Oh.
They like sat it on top.
Yeah,
or
it
something?
was. Yeah, and it just didn't get slid onto the spindle.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was it.
shoot.
And I guess that's a thing.
And it could have been a customer moved it off.
well, I mean, it's literally us. So it was one of. But I think what happened was it was in the middle of we have a system that we go through in cleaning the shop, and I think they were probably in the middle of cleaning and probably hadn't gotten to that part yet because everything gets cleaned multiple times per day. So I think that's what happened. But nevertheless, like even the inspector, he kind of chuckled. He was like, I mean, you've got to find something.
Yeah.
And it was kind of crazy that it just wasn't on the spool. So, but that was it. That
That's
was
awesome.
absolutely nothing.
Great news all around.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, absolutely. But I think we should get some stuff
Yeah,
from
let's
Michelle.
go.
What do you think?
Let's go.
All right.
Are you gonna get a blindfold?
Yeah, we'll just keep it rolling.
Yeah.
And Michelle, you can tell the story if you like.
Well, so camera people. Okay, so they went into Freddy's kitchen. You cut it into small pieces, right? I'm all like,
Just feel it.
okay, let me just clarify. Can I ask questions?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, am I going to be guessing 3 different cuts of beef? Or is it going to be like, it might be chicken, it might be pork, it might be beef, it might be who knows?
I think they're all meat. I mean, they're not chicken.
They're not chicken.
Okay, so they're all basically like beef? Cuts
Yeah,
of beef?
we'll give you that.
Okay.
We'll give you beef. How about that?
It's cow.
It's cow.
Okay.
It smells so good.
Which one should we try first?
Let's start here.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Okay, I'm so nervous.
Okay, so this one
Okay.
is A.
Let's go with A.
Okay, ready?
A,
Open.
open.
Pause. Okay.
Mm. That's good.
What does it taste like? Texture?
It's very tender.
The ASMR people on this are going to be
I know, you're
going to
right.
be next level.
Come on.
Get closer.
Right?
It's very tender. It's almost like a kind of like a flank steak,
Okay.
thick, tender. It's cooked perfectly, of course, Willie. You know I trust you.
I try. I try.
It's got a little bit more fat content.
Mm-hmm.
I love that about it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little rich.
Got it.
Not too rich, but
Got it.
okay. I'm not going to
Should we
guess
go to
yet.
the next one? Okay. If not, one big piece.
Did you
That's all
try
right.
them yet,
It's a
Freddie?
big
Yeah, it's a pretty good sized piece.
Did you
Sorry.
try them?
I'm going to try this one with you.
This is one of the
Okay,
bigger
you
pieces.
try it
This
with
one's
me.
kind of big, okay?
Okay.
Sorry, yeah.
Open
gonna be-
wide.
Stop it, Michelle. Stop it. This is a
is-
family show.
I don't know what they're
It's a
doing
family
because I'm
show.
blindfolded, but I'm sure I'll get pictures later. Go ahead.
Okay, ready? Here it comes. There we go.
It's a good one. It's a good sized piece.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead after you, brother. Try it.
Mmm. Wow. Okay. Okay. It's almost like a beef rib meat, sort of. If that
Okay.
makes sense, like a
Yeah.
chuck roast or like a beef rib.
Got it.
Really good.
Tender?
Mm-hmm. It's not like the other one was cut more like a flank. This one's kind of a thicker piece of meat.
Sure.
Almost kind of like a ribeye tasting.
Got you.
A little bit more of a
For sure.
thicker roast. That's
All
good.
right. We're going to bring it home right now.
Did you like
Ready?
it, Freddie?
Oh, it was good. Yeah, fantastic. By the way, it's just, ready?
It's
Okay.
cooked
one's
pretty
See?
well.
This one's thick, but it's a nice square. Okay. Are
Okay.
you ready?
Okay.
Okay. There's a nice big center. Here we Okay, ready? Here we go.
It does.
It's tender.
You want to do it any tip or just go with it?
Yeah, just run it.
Okay,
Ready?
run it.
Almost run it.
Open and in.
Okay. That's definitely more of a steak. Like, it's so good.
Not bad, right? I guess
Yeah.
I'll partake with you on this one. Since Freddy partook.
I don't know if I could guess the difference. Like, what would be what? But this
It like
definitely
a steak, right?
tastes more like a New York strip or like a tomahawk, maybe even.
By the way, I'm glad you did this, Willie, and not me. I'm just saying.
Freddy's like, it tastes like meat.
Yeah, well,
No, I mean cooking it.
Oh yeah, I know. Freddy was like, well, I was gonna cook it of all.
blindfold off. I should have saved that one piece so you see how perfectly cooked it was.
Did
know.
I kind of get a little bit of lung?
Kind of. Well, one of them you nailed dead nuts.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
one of
there's
them you nailed.
A, B, and C.
Okay.
All right, so how do you want to conduct this?
A is was a costilla. So our costillas, which is a flanken rib, which she said was like a flank steak, which is it's a flanken rib, aka short rib. So it's steak. It's a 3-bone,
So good.
taken out of a short rib, and then just grilled it hot and fast over a little bit of mesquite and charcoal, just maybe like an hour and a half ago.
Nice and fresh.
Right. And the second one that you said kind of ate like a little bit because it was a lot thicker.
Thicker.
That's actually ranchera.
Oh, okay.
But which is carne asada, right?
Yeah,
Our
ranchera.
ranchera is we try to keep it so like when we butterfly it right at the center, we'll keep it a little bit thicker right there, but you'll see it tapers out towards the edge and it kind of butterflies.
That's where you can get the crispy edges.
The crispy
if you want.
edges, exactly. Now the third one that you had was what we're really, really becoming well known for is our tasajo. So tasajo is actually the exact same piece of meat as the ranchera. So it comes from the flat meat,
Really?
but it's cut thicker. And the fact that you said it ate like a steak is
ate like a
exactly
steak.
the way it's supposed to eat.
Yep.
So what you do is you take the same piece of flat meat, you cut 90 degrees across the grain.
Okay.
And what you do is you make these strips that we call like snakes because they look like snakes, right? But they're thick and you can cook them hot and fast. That was the reason why if you saw it was like perfect medium rare on the inside. So you're able to get that char and the caramelization on the outside, but the inside you're able to keep a perfect medium rare. So it's juicy. It eats like a steak. That's how you want it to eat. You want it to eat like a steak, but that prime is next level.
That meat is next level, dude.
It's good.
That was phenomenal.
It's so good. I'm so glad.
I haven't had
Not bad, right?
I'm
Keep
finishing
going.
it.
Yeah, heck yeah. Shoot, I'd be offended if you didn't.
Okay, now that I could see it visually, it looks just like a short rib meat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can we play a game called Grill the Expert?
Yeah.
Grill the Expert.
Yeah.
You're the expert,
All right.
and Michelle and I are going to grill you with some questions about
Got you.
just meat, barbecue
Okay.
in general. Say a guy meets a girl, goes on a first date to a nice restaurant. Great. Goes well. Second date around, he wants to invite her over and he wants to cook barbecue for her, right? He wants to impress her with a cut of some kind of meat.
Yeah. And
Grill at home.
100%.
What do you recommend? What kind of meat should he get?
I would say 3 cuts. A ribeye, if you're somebody who's like something a little bit fattier, a little bit more rich. If you know that, whoever it is, you might want to ask, right? You know what I mean? What their favorite cut is. But the ribeye is super rich. It's the king of steaks for a reason. A New York is going to be a little bit leaner. Even the prime is going to have nice intermuscular, marbling, which is the fat that's in between the fibers of the muscle. But it's leaner. It's not as fatty. It's not as rich as a ribeye or a filet. Filet is going to be super, super tough. Filet mignon. So it comes out of the beef tenderloin. You cut it into, you can cut little 8-ounce,
Very
steaks
lean.
out of it, 6 to 8 ounce. But prime actually has some nice intermuscular fat in it as well. So you get a little bit of richness, but it's about as pillowy soft as that piece of tasajo. It's really soft. That's what's very unique about that cut.
Do you think you would do well on one of the shows like Chopped?
So I get called probably 3 times a year for one of the shows.
Do you really?
Barbecue Brawl, Barbecue Showdown. Netflix has called me several times. I think I would do okay. I'm not as well versed as some of these chefs that
There's
they
some
make
heavy hitters.
They're great. They make bread from scratch.
Yeah.
They know all the mother sauces. I'm just a backyard barbecue guy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So sometimes you got to stay in your lane. Now, don't get me wrong. I could figure it out. I mean, you give me a heat source and some ingredients, and I'm going to cook you something pretty damn good. But I'm self-taught. You know what I mean? These guys, a lot of these people are, classically trained and understand, you know what I mean? There is a science to, making sure you hit all of the key notes, you know what I mean? Making sure you hit your acid and your sweetness and your saltiness. And these guys understand that. So I think I would do okay. But if we were to go to like a dessert round or something like that, and I got to figure something out, I don't know what I'm doing.
So I know everybody kind of has their favorite or their preference. And I think I already kind of know the answer. Most people lean to this, but like your favorite way to grill: charcoal, like gas or electric, or like your Santa Maria grill. I know that's charcoal also, but like style, or smoking, like a smoker.
Got it.
What's your favorite way to cook?
So most people, it's really funny that you asked me that. So just this last weekend, we were talking about barbecue, and there's a guy who builds pits, and he's pretty well known in the barbecue business. But he said, "You barbecue?" I was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Of course I do. How do you not know?" He's like, "Well, I always see you on your Santa Maria or doing live fire stuff." And I just subconsciously, like that's what I'm. Majority of my cooks I love open fire, live fire.
Yeah,
some charcoal. A kiss of wood.
What does live fire mean?
So live fire is exactly that, right? Where you have flames that are actually licking the protein and that are cooking it. And traditionally, it's usually just wood. When you get into charcoal, I wouldn't consider that live fire, but you have to use some sort of a wood that you're cooking off of. So what I like to do is I like to create a bed of coals with the charcoal that I use. Shout out Jealous Devil. And I like to use a bit of that, and then I'll throw a split of I like red oak, I like post oak, white oak, mesquite, depending on what it is that I'm cooking. But to answer the question, it would definitely be Santa Maria live fire style. You can do ribs on live fire if you do it correctly. Like there's just so much stuff that you can do. It's so versatile. You get that kiss of smoke. You still get the tenderness. It's just a beautiful way to cook. Don't get me wrong. I love a good smoked rib, a good smoked brisket. Pulled pork is amazing. But if I had to choose, it would be that live fire / Santa Maria style.
I know. You have a cool Santa Maria grill too.
Question. It might be a tough one.
All right.
Outside of your own company, best barbecue you've ever had in your life?
Oh, man.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Can I lead with mine?
Yeah, please.
So I would travel to Austin for Austin City Limits Music Festival every year. My Aunt Joanne lives out there, and she brought me one time to Franklin Barbecue, the best barbecue in Texas. And it happened to be an off day. They never have off days.
Yeah.
We waited in a 45-minute line. What? Yes, I know.
I've never been to Franklin.
We got lucky. It's that Texas brisket. It has that dark, crunchy. It's almost like crunch outside.
Yeah.
They call it a bark.
Yeah, that's so
and
good.
It's a great way of explaining it. It looks like a bark.
Yeah.
And granted, Texas has that style all around. So if I blindfolded myself, maybe there's a chance where I couldn't tell the difference between Franklin and maybe because there's other fantastic ones there too.
Sure.
But that's mine.
I love some Texas barbecue.
Texas, come on, that's the motherland, right? I've been fortunate enough to travel the country cooking for.
That's right.
Yeah, I travel a lot. Yeah. I travel pretty frequently, and I pretty often. I'm in Texas a lot. I was just able to go to Florida recently. Memphis in May. I'm doing again this year, and that's like the mecca of barbecue. Memphis in May is the World Series. It's pretty wild. But that being said, throughout Texas, and I know you were going to bring that up in Austin, so I was up near that area as well. There's a place called Interstellar, and Interstellar, the pitmaster, the owner, he's a classically trained. I don't know if he's a French chef or not, but
I've heard this place before.
It is the flavors that he comes up with. He did a duck tostada. It was bonkers. It was so crazy. There was cherry in it. There was still so much stuff that I would never eat, that if somebody my wife was watching me eat this, she'd be like, what are you doing? Because it was just that good. I've also been to Burnt Bean, which is further south near San Antonio, Texas. He does a huevo ranchero that's got, I think it's barbacoa on it, but it's just this fully loaded huevo ranchero I love the mashup. I love the mixing of cultures. Like I do a pulled pork chile verde, which is I'm just really passionate about combining those flavor profiles to where I get the classic barbecue, but how do I impart some of my culture and what it is that I love into classic barbecue? So I love when it's outside the box, because there's a lot of places you can get classic brisket, pulled pork, ribs, things like that, beef rib. It's not easy to do consistently. That's what's super important. That's what, Franklin's does. That's what some of these other Pinkertons, which is also another amazing one in Texas. Just amazing barbecue. But I've had several. I would definitely say Interstellar, Pinkertons, Burnt Bean. There's a few that have but for all their own special reasons, they're different. Amazing.
Have you been to Terry Black's?
No.
Oh,
Where's that?
Terry Black's in Texas as well.
It's near Dallas.
Yeah.
That's where it's at. Dallas.
I've been to Pecan Lodge in Dallas, and that's like one of their popular barbecue spots.
Yeah,
I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was that great, but
And it's subjective, right? What you consider amazing barbecue, I might go, I made that last weekend.
Yeah.
That's the difficult part for a barbecuer. If somebody really does barbecue and cooks a lot, well, some of it's also very fulfilling too, because I've had some amazing barbecue, and then recognized that my beef rib was pretty damn close.
Yeah,
like that's it's very rewarding to go, man, this is one of the highest rated places in the country, and I put out a pretty solid product. So even though I don't compete, but it's good to know that you're doing things right, and that's the beauty of it, man. Is learning those little tricks, right, that get you the final product that you're looking for. But for me, the pièce de résistance is imparting those flavors. That's the beauty of it for me. Those flavors that nobody else thinks of, that you're like, oh.
Yeah.
What meat do you recommend cooking on one of those flat top grill, like a Blackstone?
On a plancha? So you can do so much. There's a lot more that you could, like the tasajo that you had. You could absolutely do that on a plancha.
Oh, good.
So, and that's one of the things I enjoy the most are the people that come in and they just throw us so many different curveballs. They're like, hey, listen, all I have is a flat top, or all I have is cast iron. How do I cook this? I have somebody coming over, or it's date night, and I don't know how to prepare this. And I get that asked a lot. You can cook thighs. You can cook chicken thighs. You can cook a New York strip on a flat top. You can do a ribeye on the flat top. You can do a tomahawk on the flat top. I'll show you how to do it.
Wow.
There's a lot of stuff that you can do. It's just a big cast iron pan. You know what I mean? So there's so much that you can do with it. Just understanding temperatures, and we were talking about earlier, internal temperatures, everything.
Yeah. Okay.
What about somebody who doesn't really know how to cook?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is in this room.
I can give you a hint.
What's a good meat to start with, or an easy meat, or F it. What do you recommend for me?
Something where because I was telling him, he's not going to go buy like a $90 tomahawk, right, for his first cook and be like, let me try this, because he's going to blow $90 if it doesn't come out
right.
Sure. Or something that's hard to mess up, that's good for learning how.
Because maybe my thought process is, well, maybe if I buy a $90 piece of meat, maybe even if I do mess it up, it'll still taste good.
Right.
When I know that's not the case.
Not always.
Yeah.
Not always.
So what do you recommend?
So indoors or outdoors?
Indoor.
So that's where we go back to cast iron. If you have a good piece of cast iron, you could do a lot. You can sear something off really, really nice. I could teach you how to do picanha. Picanha is considered the queen of steaks, with the ribeye being the king. Picanha is this top sirloin cap. So you have your top sirloin roast. It's this awesome little triangular shaped piece of meat that's on the cap of it that gets peeled off. If you've ever been to Brazilian barbecue where they give it to you on the skewers over the chow, and they slice it off, that's picanha. It's amazing. So I could teach you how to sear that in cast iron and then put it in the oven and finish it off. So if you have access to a piece of cast iron and an oven, and if all you got is cast iron, I would start with something simple like a New York strip, a ribeye, something fatty that is going to keep that juiciness right. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to dry out. And since it is your first cook, I would go with a thinner cut. So that was, you can just hit it hot and fast and hit that internal temperature that you're looking for. What happens is when you have a big thick cut of meat, like a tomahawk, right?
Yeah.
It's heat transfer. You're transferring heat from the outside of the meat, right? From whatever heat source into the center. Well, if you cook it too fast, you wind up with this gray band all the way around it because the outside of the meat, all the way around it, you'll see it, it's gray because it's overcooked. Well, the inside, they call it a blue rare or raw virtually. And you don't want that. You want the heat transfer to be very even and what they call coast to coast. So when you cut across it, you notice that the asajo, like it was pink from edge to edge. That's what you want. You don't want to overcook it on any one side. You want it to have that coast to coast pink. So with a thicker piece of meat, it takes a little bit more technique to get that heat to transfer and for it to be evenly cooked all the way across it. But if you get a thinner cut, if you get like a 1-inch ribeye, you can hit that hot and fast in a piece of cast iron, throw a nice big knob of butter in there with some rosemary and baste it and get some amazing flavor out of a New York strip or a ribeye and just learn that process and get your temperatures down. Awesome.
I know I heard you and Michelle talking earlier about, pivoting in life. And I wanted to kind of wrap up in this sense because that was a great point, because a lot of us are forced to pivot. It's a different world we live in.
Sure.
Many of us now have to pivot.
Right.
It's harder than for some people than others, but what is your advice? Because I heard you give me some fantastic advice, Michelle. What is your advice to people watching right now for life in general, for pivoting, for learning new things, for having to adapt to the new world we live in? Because I saw that you did.
Yeah.
And you've become successful in it, and you've transferred your success from the old world into the new world almost seamlessly. But I know it wasn't just like that. I mean, there was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in your journey. What is your...
A lot. So having the right circle is super important. The right people that you have around you that are the ones that are cheering you on, going, hey, you can absolutely do this, right? You don't want people to give you a false sense of hope. That's not what I'm saying is somebody's just cheering you on just for craps and giggles, right? Just to egg you on. But if you have somebody that's genuinely giving you good advice, that's going, hey, have you thought about this before you do this? Have you thought about, if you keep that in your circle, that's super important. So I would say that's one of the things. And I brought that up because, I just came back from, I was in Northern California for my boy Tone, TFTI, for his birthday. And there's collectively like 30 or 40 content creators that fly in from across, there was probably 60 this time, flying from across the country for his birthday, right? And it's so important that you have those people to bounce ideas off of and to feed off of and see what it is that they're doing just for the sheer, you get that moment, that epiphany moment. You're like, damn, I didn't think about that. Or why are they shooting at this angle? Or why are they using this particular microphone? Or why are they, it's bouncing those things off each other, I feel is so important.
Yeah.
Eventually, though, you do have to come to a point where you got to, crap or get off the pot, right? Sorry for the analogy. But you do have to have that point to where you're going to pivot. I will say this. Don't continue living in misery if you know you're not reaching your full potential. There's so many people that are literally miserable going to work every single day. And I didn't, there was a few jobs. There was a couple times in my career that I was legitimately miserable. And I say this a lot, and I really do mean it from the bottom of my heart. Like, I could not wake up tomorrow morning. I could not. But I've done some things that I'm pretty proud of.
Yeah.
My dream truck is sitting outside. Like, I bought that. I worked really, really hard for it. I'm into some other crazy stuff that I probably shouldn't be into. Nothing illegal, all right, guys? Like timepieces, like things like that I've bought that I really wanted to. Should I not wake up in the morning? Like, you just don't know, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying piss it all away. Like, there's people that just live frivolously and they just do not care one bit. Yeah. But there's certain things that you got to treat yourself with once in a while and challenge yourself to. You got to bring yourself that little bit of happiness, so that you have something to wake up for the next day, right? If you don't have anything that you're looking for that following day that you wake up for, and you have to have that moment every so often when you were a kid going, we're going to Disneyland in the morning, or vacation starts tomorrow. Do you remember that feeling, the butterflies in your stomach? Like, dude,
That
we're going to go,
excitement,
we're going to go camping. We're going to go do that. You have to have that moment. Bless yourself with that opportunity every so often to go, yes, I can't believe I'm going to do this. And
Agreed.
Give yourself, because that's, I feel, is what re-energizes you. It reinvigorates you. It refocuses you so that you set yourself up for the next challenge and for the next accomplishment that you want to achieve. I already have what's next for me. I already have what it is that I want to do now. We just talked about it earlier. I launched a new project today.
So what's
it'll
that?
be out. So it's called. There's always, you got a plug for everybody, right? So if somebody calls you, hey man, who's your guy for your smog check? Who's your guy for this? Who's your guy for that? And I've realized that now. I was talking about who my connect was for meat before. Now I've become the plug. So this my new brand is called the Carne Plug.
The Carne Plug.
So I am the meat plug for a lot of people now. And they come and they hit me up for whatever it is, right? For whether it's cooking tips, tricks, a certain type of meat, how to cut the meat, whatever that is. So it launched today. It's on Instagram. The website just got launched today too. Yeah. TikTok is launched. So it's called the Carne Plug.
The Carne Plug.
The Carne Plug. Hit me up, the meat plug. I'll hook you up any way that I can, but come and see me at Meats King. King's Meat and Barbecue Supply in Upland, California. And
you hit such an important, no one, I couldn't have said it better. You said it. It's something like you going to Disneyland when you were a child. It's like that childlike excitement as an adult.
Right.
When I came back from Dallas, before I started this podcast, I was in a state of limbo, a state of confusion, a state of, my pivot, my compass was, the arrow was just kind of turning and not landing on any sort of direction for a while. And that kind of, if that goes on too long, I feel like sometimes even your health, mental health, physical health, spiritual health can diminish.
Yeah.
It's good to have some kind of foundation, but it's even better to have direction.
Right.
And it's good to be excited about a project, excited about the job you've always wanted, to get excited about that side hustle. If you are stuck at a job that you have to do, get that side hustle going. Even if it's not for money, do it because of it's a passion or it's adventure or if it's education. Yeah. And it's so important, and it goes a long way, not just physically, but mentally and spiritually. And I believe that's so important to get excited about that kind of stuff.
Couldn't agree more. I've owned a business. I've had a side hustle my entire life since I was 19 years old. I owned a copier, fax machine, and laser printer company. We did copiers, fax machines, laser printers, sales and service. And that was my side hustle. But I've always had a career. And then I got into the DJ stuff, the mobile DJ stuff. I did that for 20 years of my life. I've always had a side hustle. This is the very first time in my career that my side hustle became my main hustle.
Isn't that great?
Which is crazy. I've never had that before. So,
hey, I want to give a shout out to Jesse Duran,
right?
To complete all this, because
let's do it.
How did you meet Jesse Duran? How did this begin with you?
So it actually began with the morning show. So I would call in the mornings, and everybody knew me as Junior. I went by Junior for such a long period of my life because I'm a junior. Well, as I got later on in my career, I realized there's like 53 juniors at a lot of these places, right? So I started using my government name. But anyhow, everybody knew me as that, and I would call in and I would talk to Jeff and to Evelyn on the morning show on 99.1.
Oh, today's Jeff Pope's birthday. If you want to hit him,
I know, right? Yeah, I saw that earlier. Yeah, I thought I shot him out, but anyways, such cool people, and we were shooting the breeze, and I believe it was I don't remember who asked me to come in, or they were like, "Hey, you should come in sometime," and I was trying to get on the street team. I was just wanted to be a part of it because I really wanted to be a DJ. And they let me come in every so often, and I would jump on air with them. It was kind of crazy how that would work. And then one day, I stood a little bit later, and ODM was the second shift. He would come in for the midday show at that time. So he came in, and him and I just hit it off. It was we just really struck it. We just really hit it off. And I would stay for his show. And then I believe, or was it you that was on the backside of the morning show? who was after the morning show? I believe it was O.
It was O.
It was O, right? Yeah, that was out right after that. But anyhow, him and I really hit it off, and I would help him. I would answer phones. I would do so much stuff in the studio, and it was Jesse that gave me the blessing because he kind of saw my work ethic and that I wasn't there to take advantage or like do any crazy stuff. Like I was genuinely there to help. And when he was the director at the time, the program director, right? He would he gave me his blessing, and that's how we met. And he allowed me to come in and spend all the time with all these cool people and jump on air. And he's the one who told me how to face for radio.
Yeah, that's the one thing about Jesse Duran is he's able to find that really raw and good talent. I mean, he discovered ODM.
Yeah.
He discovered, brought Jeff Pope on. And discovered Evelyn Arrivez, and gave me the chance,
Yep.
So I give a lot of credit to Jesse Duran. A big shout
out to Jesse.
Yeah, really, really cool dude. I don't know that everybody understands like how big of a role he played in just local radio.
Yeah.
Right.
He played a huge part in a lot of people's careers and giving people a shot, up to and including letting me go in the studio.
And now we work together at
right?
the IE's #1 rated station, Cola 99.9, and it's awesome.
When I saw that come full circle again, that was kind of cool for me.
Yeah.
I was like, that's cool because I know you guys have a good relationship. And,
Well, Willy, King's Meat Barbecue in Upland. Shout out location, handles on social media.
Sure. We're King's Meat and Barbecue Supply in Upland, California, on the corner of. We are in the southwest corner of Grove and Foothill. So there's a big shopping center there. There's a Walmart across the street from us, and we share a wall with Leo's Corner. A lot of people know that spot right there. But King's Meat and Barbecue Supply is our handle on Instagram and TikTok. I'm Adventures of a Fat Guy and the Carne Plug.
Man, I want to say if you get too big, don't forget about us. But you've already killed it in all the numbers.
Right.
So it's like, all right, well, if you get bigger, and if you get to that million point that Michelle was talking about, don't forget us.
Yeah,
absolutely not. And I got to pay. I definitely got to pay my respects to my two business partners. Jeremiah, who owns King's Brewing, really was the driving force behind helping Eduardo and I. Eduardo's Black Smokes 187 on Instagram, and he really pushed us and brought us together. And I'd always give him, props for pushing us further than we ever had imagined.
And the city of Upland, how have they been treating you?
They've been good. Honestly, all jokes aside, I mean, they've been really, really good to us. The chamber's been cool. The mayor comes in all the time.
Really?
Nice.
So kind of crazy. I found out that Joe Kelly lives in Rancho Cucamonga. Amazing family. Him and his wife are freaking amazing. His wife, Ashley, is a crack up on social media. Joe has no social media. His wife does.
Yeah.
And she is freaking amazing. So shout out to Ashley. But she came in one day. We were just rapping about stuff. And I recognized that she had followed the shop. And but I didn't know who it was. And then I started scrolling through her page. You know how you do it, right? And I was like, wait a second. That's Joe. No way. She comes in. I didn't recognize her. We're just BSing about social media. And she was like, yeah, social media bought me that car out there. And, we really try to help local businesses, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, man, that's amazing. And, that's what bought me a butcher shop. And we just hit it off. And she says, hey, I'm Ashley Kelly. And I was like, wait a second. No way. So we started talking, and I told her how big of fans we are. And she was like, man, I'm going to have Joe come in. And he's been in several times. He comes in all the time. Picks up his ribeyes and his New York steaks. He honestly
does a lot of local pop-ins at certain restaurants and stuff.
But he's a cool dude. So
that's awesome.
You just never know who's going to pop in. One of the players, the tuba player for Fuerza Regida, came in, and just super cool dude. There's just it's crazy. Like they talk about that 6 degrees of separation, right?
Yeah.
And you don't realize like who some of these people know or who they meet, or so-and-so's connected to so-and-so. And that's really all that it takes is, one person to see it.
It's not going to be too long when you hear about, oh my God, did you hear Michelle Rizzuto and Freddy Rivera were in the shop? Did you see their picture?
It's going to be like,
they were there.
Way.
Gonna hang up our photo on the wall. Like they were here.
But I want a photo of her blindfolded trying your food.
Amazing. We're
going to blow it up and put it in there.
With you hand feeding her.
Yeah,
we gotta do that. Right.
Willy, at Adventures of a Fat Guy. And man, we do go back a long way, and it all began in radio. So We're always very appreciative of your time, of your skill, of your talent, and just of your passion, man, and your friendship. So thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me. You guys are amazing. I love watching the journey, and I just appreciate you guys letting me be a part of it. It's been cool watching it, and sometimes you got to make that pivot.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
I'm thinking about it.
I'm cheering you guys on.
When I was talking about that, I also wanted to talk to everybody in the room. But ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Willy, Adventures of a Fat Guy. Second time on the show.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.